Okay, before I say much more, just listen to this clip of music.
Step on in, take a seat. We're the crew that won't be beat. Sniffing, slipping all day through. In the mirror, a brand new you. A little off the top, a clean neckline with a catchy tune and a steady hand so fine. Please make, oh yeah, please stay.
Now everything you just heard there was created by AI, so that's the lyrics were created by AI, the vocals were created by AI, the music and the rhythm were created by AI, and not separate services that have produced each of those and I've kind of mixed them together myself. This really is the ChatGPT for music. You type in what you want and you get a finished song or an instrumental. Now it's called Udio, depending on how you pronounce it. And then in this video, I want to look at what it is and what it means for the future of music. Okay, so if you want to find out more, please let me explain. Okay, first of all, let's jump over to the Udio website, give you a quick demo of how it works, and then we'll come back here and we'll talk about the implications. Okay, so here we are over on the Udio website. When you first get in there, you're given kind of the discovery page, which highlights music that has been created using this service, and then you can click on a track and you can start to hear the music, and you can scroll down to trending, to jazz, electronic. You can pick your genre, there's some staff picks as well, and so that's really interesting to kind of discover what kind of music has been created. However, to create your own stuff, you go over to My Creations. These are some of the things I've been playing with here, some of the songs I'll be playing during this video. But if you want to make something, then you basically go in here. So we can say, a song about penguins skating at sunset. And we'll have that, what do we fancy that in? A bit of jazz, I think. And we'll have it happy, catchy. Okay, and then once you've decided on what you want to say, you click on create and it will go ahead and start creating those for you. It takes a few seconds, maybe up to a minute, depending on the load. Okay, so the first one's come up, so let's give it a listen.
A gleeful glide beneath the amber sky. Just watch them twirl their flippers waving high. In evening's glow they skate without a fuss. These happy birds, they're just like one of us.
Okay, let's try the other one. That gives you two.
I got you ice skates for the twilight, a sleek slide.
Now at this point you can hit remix, or as you notice it's about 30 seconds, so you can extend it. So if you click on extend, then you can add in an intro. You can add a section before the section has been created. You can add a section in the after it's been created, or you can add an outro. You can add more instrumental. You can add your own lyrics. You can, play around with it and extend the song. So I've extended songs to about 3.5 minutes. You need to go through this several times, add in an intro, add in an outro, and then you get your final song. So there it is. There's nothing really more complicated about it than that. Okay, so now you've seen it up and running. What are the implications? Well, we kind of know the history of this kind of thing because we've had ChatGPT and all of the other big large language models. We've had similar things with image generation. So what are the issues those have? First of all, on what was it trained? So there's going to be questions about where did the music come from that it was trained on. It can't all just be a non-copyright royalty-free music because there's so many styles covered there. That's going to be one question that's going to be asked. The second question that's going to be asked is, what does it mean for what you can use this music for? Can you use it for commercial things? Can you use it for YouTube videos, or can you even create your own album and put it onto Spotify or something like that? And thirdly, of course, there is the question, what does it mean for music generation in general? Now, as these models get better and better, we're seeing they're encroaching on a whole bunch of different parts of our creativity. Writing, software engineering, digital image creation, video creation's coming soon, we know that. Now music is here. What does it mean for the future? Well, one thing we do know is that the internet is kind of getting a bit filled now with just spam that is just AI created. It's not very hard to say, write me a blog post about, vitamin C. And you get a blog post about it and you can post it to your website, and you don't know anything about vitamin C. You did no research, you're not qualified, there's nothing you can say about it other than the fact that you grabbed that article from ChatGPT. And that's true of the images, and now it's going to be true of music. What does that mean for creatives, for musicians, for writers, for artists, for video makers, for filmmakers, for actors, as we go forward in the future? Are all of these jobs going to become redundant? I don't know. I don't know what it means, but it certainly is simultaneously incredibly amazing. I mean, I'm just blown away by just how amazing this is, and at the same time incredibly, scared, maybe not the right word, but certainly apprehensive about what this means for creativity going forward. One thing I didn't mention, and let's just mention it now, is that the problem with creativity is you end up with a fixed loop. If all the content that's being created is now based on artificially generated content, then you just end up going around in a spiral. There's no new content being created to train these models on. That's the point I'm trying to make. So you end up in a loop, and as you go through that loop, it degrades. You get less and less quality, less and less ability, because all the stuff you're creating is already artificially created, and so you're creating training on artificially created stuff, and then you're training again on artificially, and in the end you get a load of noise gets added into that, and it doesn't work very well. So are we going to see really, kind of a distinction between AI generated and human generated, and kind of people opting to pay for, this is the key, pay for the human generated stuff, because the AI generated stuff is basically free. So I could create, as I said, an album now of any style that I want. I can make 10, 12 tracks. I can put it all together. It would take me a few hours, and then I could publish that. Now, would I rather listen to some original music created by my favorite band, my favorite singer, my favorite composer? Yes, absolutely I would. So are we prepared to part with our money to support the humans rather than support the AI? These are big questions that are not only applying to this, they're applying to all kinds of fields. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Imagine this is now just 2024. Imagine what things are going to be like in 2026 or 2030. It's, okay, let's leave it at that. Okay, so my name's Gary Sims, and I'm not an AI. I'm here for real on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you like these kind of videos, then why not stick around by subscribing to the channel. Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.